Hello, my name is Charlie and today I will be teaching you how to use the program Open Broadcast Software, or OBS, to record custom videos of presentations and things of the like. For classroom-specific use, OBS can have a lot of utility. For example, students and teachers can record presentations with custom layouts that include a video capture of themselves. Teachers can use those as a means for having pre-recorded lectures for asynchronous classes. Teachers and students can also use it to record video conferences like Google and Zoom meetings, and things of the like, so they can have it archived and can refer to them when needed. I'll be teaching you how to use the tools within OBS to set up your microphone, your camera, capture your presentation window, as well as to spice up your layout by adding custom graphics and music. Now, before I teach you how to use OBS, let me first explain further what OBS is. OBS is a free and open source software used for video recording and live streaming. First of all, for those who might not have it yet, we need to download OBS and install it into our system. We can do this by going into our internet search engine and typing OBS. Or, if you prefer, you can just go to obsproject.com and you can find downloads for your specific systems right there. After you download, you can install it and open Broadcast Software on your computer. Now that the program is open, you should be able to see a blank workspace in front of you like this. I'll now start explaining each important piece of this program that you need to be familiar with. First of all, this is the scene preview panel. In here, you can see exactly what you will be recording or what you will be streaming. It's currently blank as we haven't added anything yet, but we'll get to that later. Down here is the scene panel, or the scenes panel. You can think of them as individual layouts that you can switch to depending on your need. And this is the third most important one, the sources panel, which contains the different items or assets that you will be using per scene. This could mean adding your webcam, or maybe your microphone, or even possibly a window of a PowerPoint you might need recorded. Any asset you need to add to your scenes, you add here. Those are the main pieces that we need to know. So why don't we get started by setting up our first scene? To start, why don't we add our camera or webcam? I will go down to the sources panel and I'll click the plus button you see here and add. And once here, I will select the button labeled video capture device. This will give me the option to add a camera to my scene. So I will make sure that create new is selected and I will title it main camera. And I'll click OK. Now I have two cameras on my device, as I have my laptop camera and my main webcam. I will choose my main webcam right here. And you should be able to see this. Now, hello, this is my world. I will configure the settings of this to custom. And I'll set my resolution to 1920 by 1080. And there's many more settings that you can still play around with, including like the colors and saturation of the video. But for now, I'm not going to be diving into that. But I'm going to click OK now. Oh, there. Hello. Now you can see me. Hi. I'm going to be clicking the add button again to add a different source. What is also important to have here is an audio input. As you can see here, there's a start recording button. If I click record now, it will record the video, but there will be no audio as we didn't add any audio source to the sources. So let's do that now. I'll click on the add button and I'll go to audio input capture. And audio input capture, I can just leave that title there. It seems pretty clear. I'll click OK. From here, you can choose any microphone you prefer to use. For this example, I'll be using the one that comes with my webcam. And click OK. Now, if you notice down here, there is a new thing added to the audio mixer panel that shows any audio activity that the microphone I added to the source has. If I talk loudly, you can see it going up and down. If I talk too loud, like for example, if I start screaming, hello, hello, it'll reach the peaks or these red points. Any reading that reaches the red area would mean a bad audio experience for anybody listening to our video. It is better if we just adjust the recording volume of our audio source so that our casual speaking voice would reach this yellow area I'm pointing to now. So now if I click start recording, it will be recording everything the scene we set up currently has, the webcam footage and the audio. The way you have it in this scene we created will be saved. And when I click stop recording, it will save by default to the my videos folder in my computer. You can also set that up specifically by going to File, Settings, and you go to your output, and you can go here on recording. There's a recording path. You can click Browse and choose a specific folder you would prefer. but I will be keeping the videos folder here. So that's fine and dandy. We have this, but that doesn't really record everything that I want to. For example, as if it was me teaching a class, I would at least need the visuals that I would be using. Like for example, maybe a PowerPoint or maybe a website that I'll be using at that time, or a PDF. To move on, I'm going to show you, for example, this sample PowerPoint that I have. I want this to be also included in my scene. So I'm going to go back to my OBS and add a new source. So I'm going to click on add source again, and I'm going to go to window capture. Now, if I click window capture, it is going to select a specified window I have opened in my computer and add it within my scene here. I'm going to name this PowerPoint window and click OK. So now it's selected the PowerPoint window. As you can see now, it has been added to the sources and is at the very top of my scene. And I can resize that as much as I like. And now if I'm recording this, you can see that I can lay out that video on top of anything. If I go to my PowerPoint and full screen it, if I full screen my PowerPoint, it kind of becomes another window completely. So we have to go back to our PowerPoint window here in the sources and relink that to be something else. So I'm going to go to window and click the slideshow. And as you can see, it becomes the full page of the slideshow. Now, if I go back to the slideshow and just start clicking the next scene and the next slide over and over again, it will be just showing that. It will be showing exactly what I want to see. So for example, if I go back to that PowerPoint and I click next slide, if I look into my OBS, the next slide has been selected. The next slide is what's being shown. Okay. What's great with window capture is that you can capture any program currently open in your system. That means if you would want it to be a PDF that you add into your scene, or maybe a Zoom or Google Meets meeting, or even a website, it can be done simply by selecting it when adding a window capture. Now let's say I want to add something else. Maybe my PowerPoint has audio that needs to be heard, that needs to be shown to everyone else. I'm gonna need to have a new source to record that as well. So I'm gonna add again, click on the add button on the sources and pick audio output capture. Now I'm picking audio output capture because whatever my computer is outputting, like for example, maybe it's playing a video, maybe it's playing the audio again inside PowerPoint, it needs to record it again. So I'm gonna click audio output capture, create new, and title it computer audio. Click OK. And my device, I'm gonna pick my current speakers, which is this. It could be varying for everyone else. Maybe you're using headphones, you would need to pick the headphones there too. So now if my computer makes any kind of noise, as you can see in the audio mixer, there's a new label that says computer audio. That's gonna be recording that computer audio. So if I click, for example, you can see that is recording the computer audio. Moving on, what if, for example, I need to have a different graphic, maybe a logo of my school or the address of my school or an image inside the setup as well? We can also add that in the sources panels. I will go on the add button again here in sources and click image. And I will title this school logo or something. Click OK. And I will simply need to search for the file that I want to add, and I'll click OK. Okay, so it added this logo, which I can now place anywhere I want. If I want it to be on the upper left, like a TV bug, or maybe on the upper right. Whenever I record all of this, that logo will always be there. Let's say I want to add another image. I can still pick image and just write school address or something like that. I'll select the new image that I need, click open. There, now it added my address onto the scene. And whenever I record a video or stream this video, it will be there. but it'll be in the center, so I'll resize and move it somewhere else where it'll be just right. Right. So now that looks like a pretty much complete scene, but it'll be weird to try to teach an entire class from just this window. So I'm gonna start over and make a new scene that we can switch back into if ever we need to have a different layout to present with. So I'm gonna, on the lower left here, gonna go to scenes. I'm gonna rename this scene first and name it full camera screen. I'm going to go here on my scenes panel and click on my full camera screen scene. Right click on it and select duplicate. And title it full presentation screen. Now, it looks like nothing has changed, but if you see down on the lower left, we are selecting a different scene already. In here, we can change the sizing and the layout of the entire scene. So I'm gonna do this by resizing my own video and bringing it down here and resizing it to be on the lower right instead of the presentation. And now I can resize the presentation and make it a full screen instead. If you noticed, it has made me disappear over in the backside. So actually on the sources, I have to make sure that my main camera or my webcam is on top of the window capture, which I'll be doing right now. There you go. So now there, we have a completely different scene wherein I can be presenting, I could be switching scenes here in PowerPoint, and it'll have my video on top of this one. Yeah, there. To spice it up a bit more, if you prefer, maybe you would like to have more music, for example, playing in the background of your scene. We can do that by going back to the sources as well. Click add and put media source. Now media source can select any playable media. This would not be limited to just audio, but video sources can also be added here. But right now I will pick and name this my background music. And click OK. If I go to the local file, I can select which specific song I want. Which is going to be this one. I will also go over here and make sure that the loop checkbox is marked. Doing this will make sure that the music I selected will start over again after it's finished. And now, if you see down here, there is a new label in the audio mixer that says background music. I will drag that down to be a little bit quieter. That doesn't have to be very loud. It should be in the very back of everything else, as your voice is supposed to be louder than the music. So I'll leave that to about -50 down here, or -55. All right. So now with this set up, we can switch between this and the full camera screen as needed in your recording. I will make one more scene just to kind of show the other extra stuff you can be doing. I'll duplicate this current scene, as we're going to be using a lot of the current sources here. I'll duplicate this, click OK. And for this one, I'll delete the background capture or the window capture. Click OK. And now full screen this. You can also add text into your window. So I'll do this by going to the sources again and clicking on the add button. And I'll click on text. Maybe name it goodbye message. From here, I can write any kind of text or font in any font that I'd like to appear on my scene. So in the text, I will say goodbye and thank you for watching. I'll make a line break after thank you, after thank, and I will make that down here aligned center. And maybe I can change the font to something a little bit more appealing, like maybe Leto. Yeah, Leto's nice. I'll also add maybe a yellow color over here. Okay. Or a brighter yellow. Now I can resize that and bring it down here. This can be used in any way at all. But yeah, that should be it. After you stop recording, it should appear as you recorded it. Every single layout, every single window capture that you've used should pop out and come out here in the video as you set it up. That is it. There is definitely still a lot of things you can do with OBS, but with this information, you are well on your way to get started in making your own layouts and scenes. I encourage you to try out adding different kinds of sources that I didn't mention here so you can learn how they work. Also, OBS does save everything automatically, so opening it next time will only load everything as you left it. I hope this tutorial has been very helpful. If you're interested in other kinds of content created by Brilliant Creations like our books and teachers' resources, feel free to visit our website at www.brilliantcreationspublishing.com. You can also watch our video content like our webinars by going to our YouTube channel by searching Brilliant Creations Publishing on YouTube. For more updates from us, and if you want to watch and participate in our webinar live streams, follow us at facebook.com/brilliantcreationspublishing. That's it. Thank you. Goodbye.